right, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I think I need to look for my earphones. Give me 1 minute. Yes, I'm back. I think the sound catches better when I've got these earphones plugged in because they have a mic that condenses the voice, or that concentrates the voice. All right, there we go. Right, good morning guys. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for jumping onto the call. I can't see the comments right now, so I'm not sure who is on, but I can see there are people who are on. Yes, there's a lot of things that are going on globally, and where I am right now in Zim, people are still speculating and thinking about what to do. I think the challenge that we have is the dissemination of, correct information. There's so much rumor mongering that is going on about what this COVID is and how it will affect us and so on. But I think what's important is just us staying calm. Hi Tembi, thank you so much, my dear. So what's important is that we just keep calm and look for the facts. WHO has got information where if you don't, you want to know what is going on, or how to prepare yourself, at least between you and your family and your neighbors and your immediate family, you can tap into that information. There is also information that you can get on WhatsApp through WHO, through the South African government as well. They have a WhatsApp forum that you can be on. It's not a group, but once you activate connection with that number, you can have information rolling in according to what you are looking for, which is very, very good. So I would urge everybody really to make sure that they connect to some reliable source of information, so that at least you are equipped and you know how to prepare for yourself should the storm arrive where you are. All right, so preparation, there is no luck in life. It's always preparation, coinciding with whatever is going on. So let's be prepared, and let's know that beyond this all idea that is beyond this whole thing that is going on, which many of us may not even understand scientifically, there is going to be life after that. So what's important is just to make sure that you and your family are protected. Make sure that you disseminate as much information to others whom you know may be disadvantaged in terms of accessing information. It's not about raising panic. It's not about raising unnecessary alarm, but it's all about getting people informed and knowing exactly what they should do with the resources that they have. Because what we need to remember also is the fact that we are not all resourced to the same degree. So if you can help someone, be more prepared, the better. Because if you look at what is happening in Italy, and the statement that I've seen on the Prime Minister's chat on his Twitter, on his Facebook profile, where he was saying, we have done everything that we technically can do. We have, positioned our minds to defeat this whole thing. But right now, we have totally run out of ideas as to what to do. So when you see, people, who have all those resources at their disposal saying, we have absolutely no idea what to do next, it means it can get that serious. All right. Yes, let's lean on God as well. But as we are leaning on God, I always give the example to people of saying, that it's like a farmer. If a farmer has a patch of land, doesn't matter what size it is, and they don't go in there and do the work that is required, no matter how much they pray, the crop that they want to harvest is not going to come out of that field unless they have planted the seed, unless they have nurtured that seed and made sure that the harvest is sure. There are things that only God can do for us, but let's do that which is humanly within our power to do. And that is the advice that I would really, really love to give to everybody who will listen to this video, everyone who will watch this video. just make sure that you stay informed and take the necessary steps, consolidate the resources that you have to make sure that you are prepared, and then leave the rest to God in terms of protecting us, in terms of making sure that the virus will eventually be eradicated from earth, or whether the treatment will be found fast enough. All that we are just trusting our scientists to do the best that is within their power, and ask God to give them the wisdom, and us as heads of our families also to do what is important and what is essential. Be informed on behalf of those members of your family who do not have access to information, and let them know what it is that they need to do. If we all play our part, we can really, make a huge difference. So don't underestimate the little bit that you can do and think that it's not going to make any difference, because it will. All right. So there will be life after this. And what's important now is as you look at the way that you've been doing life, as you look at the way that maybe your livelihood for your family has been planned and arranged for, are you seeing yourself, going beyond? Because when you look at what the economists are predicting, what the economists are predicting for the economy after this, essentially what they are saying is there is definitely, and we can see the signs of this, the stock market crashes. We can see that global recession is definitely going to come into play. A lot of major economic economic institutions are not participating. They are not producing anything right now. So obviously, when the storm dies down, the storm on the physical side in terms of what is happening with the virus, after that we are also going to have the economic storm that is going to set in. So there are ways, because here we are now in an information technology era, right? There was the Industrial Revolution, there was the Agricultural Revolution prior to these ones. Now we are in the information revolution, and don't get left out. Don't be somebody who says that you leave your fate in the hands of the powers that be. Look for information that will enable you to make decisions, to say, God preserving us, going beyond this, what can we set up for ourselves? How can we leverage the resources that are available to us globally to position your family, to position those who depend on you, to continue to be sustainable? Because after everything is done, and the companies, you see, what I've seen, is as I was reading news articles and looking at what is going on, some governments which have the capacity to do it for their people are actually subsidizing, private companies to say, your people that you have put on unpaid leave, we are going to subsidize and pay for their salaries and so on. But there are governments which don't have that capacity. And those of us in Africa, we know the reality on the ground, right? Our social services, structures are not as good as they are supposed to be. So already people were deprived socially. Now it could be even worse after the aftermath of this. So position yourself and your family, so that you can be able to tap into whatever online resources are available to make sure that you start earning a substantial income now. And also whatever currency is going to come into, also look into that. What currency are you earning right now? Is the currency that you are earning as a livelihood for your family, is it sustainable over the long term? Can it ride the wave that is coming in terms of economic challenges that we are likely to face? I'm not an economist, but all I can say is, unless I do something now, there is no way that I will be able, to know what to do when the storm hits. So all that I'm saying is, find the information, look for it, and once you have found it, make sure that you position yourself and your family in a place where you may not be in ideal conditions, but you can be in better conditions than if you did not do anything about it right now. All right. So as we are focusing on stocking our grocery shelves, stocking our disinfectant stocks and things like that, let's also look into beyond this, because we are doing all these precautions for us to survive beyond. Now, when it comes beyond that time, what is going to happen? Keep an eye on the economic and financial news that is going around, and be informed so that you can also make an informed decision as well. I'm privileged and I am blessed beyond measure, to have been involved now for the last couple of years with a concept that I'm working on. I've been working on online, We did do some offline activities as well, in my business. But for now, with the circumstances that we are in, we are really zeroing in and focusing and sharpening our skills on how to work online and make sure that we still continue to function, and we open opportunities for others who are open to look at what it is that we are doing. So definitely, I'm inviting you to say, look for some. It may not necessarily be me, but if somebody has spoken to you before about a concept or an opportunity that you can work online, position yourself for that. All right, because they say it's better to have multiple options than to have just one option. Right now, the one option that a lot of people have is, after the lockdown, I'm going back to my job. Is it guaranteed that you'll find your job there? Nobody knows, right? With all the financial losses and economic losses, that different companies and organizations are going to go through, there are no guarantees that the jobs that we left are still going to be there when we went into the lockdown. So position yourself in such a way that you are able to at least start some little bit of reconnaissance, some little bit of backup for you and your family, to make sure that you are positioned to be in the right place, when the time comes for you to tap on those resources. Right? Should you get back your job and still continue, to earn your salary as you have been doing before, what harm will there have been for you to have a second stream of income? You see, it's a win-win situation, whichever way you look at it. But when you don't take the steps, should the worst come to the worst, then what it means is you are going to be left on an island, high and dry, and there will be nothing for you to do. But if you position yourself to say, even if I get back my job, this will be like, wow, what a bonus. I've got now an extra stream of income. But if the worst comes to the worst, and my primary income that I was depending on is no longer viable or no longer available because of the economic challenges that will result, I'm positioned to say I can continue to feed my family. I can continue to provide the basics that my family needs. All right, so position yourself for that. So this is an open invitation to you to say, send me an inbox. You don't have to, be public about it and write a comment. Or if you feel free to do that and to encourage others, to say others are taking the necessary steps, do so and leave a comment below to say, Nomsa, let's inbox and talk about this. All right. This is what I'm here for, for today, to say the door is open for those who are open-minded enough to say, let me see what it is. It may or may not be something that you are looking for, but if it happens to be, how amazing is that going to be? All right. Thank you so much. I've got to dash now. I have a few things to tie up and make sure that, we are all set up as a family to make sure that we ride through the wave that is coming. We don't know what it is that is coming, but we want to be prepared for it. All right. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for jumping onto this call. I look forward to your inbox messages. I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to all of us stepping up and sharing, what it is that we know that we are personally doing, because there is no point in sharing theory with others when you are not yourself practically applying what you are talking about. So let's all share what we are doing with others, empower each other, so that we can all be united running through this during the phase of the lockdowns that we are all going to go into and beyond that. All right. Have a brilliant day. God bless you. Love you. And I wish you all the best, beautiful day that you can have. Bye-bye.